In the hills where the sun forgets to shine and the cactus leans like a warning sign, there's a town you won't find on any map where they still whisper about El Dorado Jack. He rode alone with a heart gone black, silver revolvers and a dark brown sack. He robbed the mines from Tucson to Rome, but they say he never made it home. One stormy night in '92, Jack hit the bank like he always do. But this time the sheriff was waiting near, and 6 good men fell dead in fear. They shot him down by the general store. He crawled till he couldn't crawl no more. Died with a grin, gold dust on his hands, and cursed the town with his final stand. Now the ghost of El Dorado Jack rides through town on a midnight track. Boots don't touch the dusty street, but you'll hear him coming on echoing feet. If you steal or lie or double cross, you'll hear his whistle feel the cost. No grave could hold his vengeance back. Beware the ghost of El Dorado Jack. They buried him deep in the old dry well, with Bible verses and a bell from hell. Sheriff swore that it all was done, but strange things started one by one. The blacksmith's horse went mad with fright. Store door swung open in the dead of night. Gold coins fell from the sky one day, and the preacher's son just ran away. Then one cold fall a gambler came, cheating cards with a crooked name. He laughed at the legends, called them lies, till he looked in the mirror and met Jack's eyes. They found him frozen in the stables bare, with a deck of hearts and a lifeless stare. His boots were gone and his gold tooth too, and no one dared ask what Jack came to do. 'Cause the ghost of El Dorado Jack rides through town when the sky turns black. Lanterns flicker, dogs go mute, even whiskey starts to taste like soup. If you take what's not yours, don't look back. He'll be waiting with his old 6-pack. There's no escape once you're on his track. You'll ride with the ghost of El Dorado Jack. They say he waits by the gallows tree, where traitors hang and cowards flee. You'll hear a harmonica soft and slow, playing Don't Cross Me nice and low. A tumbleweed rolls past your boots, and your fingers freeze on your pistol's roots. But no use drawing, Jack don't miss. He sends his warnings with a phantom kiss. Last spring some boys from the old brigade tried blasting holes through the old ghost grave. Now the wind won't stop and the well runs dry, and the sheriff's new horse just up and died. They say justice rides with haunted breath, and Jack won't stop till he rights each theft. So if you see gold in the desert sand, best leave it be, don't test that hand. 'Cause the ghost of El Dorado Jack rides where the law's got cracks. If you cheat, if you steal, if your soul ain't clean, he'll show up in the in-between. His hat pulled low, his coat jet black, silver spurs and a saddlebag. He don't speak, but he never lacks a bullet from the ghost of El Dorado Jack. So light your fire, keep it high, and if you hear boots, don't ask why. Just tip your hat and mind your track. You don't outrun El Dorado Jack. Granddaddy came here in '53, 2 hands, no money, and a pine wood dream. He cleared the field with a rusted plow, said the Lord gives strength, but the rest's on me now. He built a barn with timber he cut, dug the well with nothing but guts. A cabin rose where the oak trees leaned, and he carved a life from nothing but green. Dad was born in a flood that came fast. They say the roof shook with the thunder's blast. He grew up callous, sunburned, proud, but quiet like thunder you don't hear loud. He turned down college to keep things right, kept the cattle fed through the coldest nights. His dreams were smaller but steady and sure, and his boots left deep prints in that dirt for sure. There's blueprints in the dirt that don't wash away, stories in the soul that the rain can't fade. From calloused hands to early graves, it's a line of love no storm can break. We don't run, we plan and pray, and thank the sun at the end of the day. It's more than land, it's sweat and hurt, it's our legacy, these blueprints in the dirt. I was a wild one, youngest of three, always talking about the world I'd see. But the night Dad died, I came back home, and the weight hit hard like a fist of stone. The farm looked smaller than I recall, fence line sagged and the barn leaned tall. Mom said you can go, but her voice was thin, so I grabbed a hammer and I tucked my chin. Now every morning before the light, I walk that field just to make things right. Mend what's broke, feed what lives, take less from me, give what I can give. I ain't rich, but I sleep sound, with a dog in my feet and roots in the ground. And when I see my boy run past that pine, I feel Dad's hand rest gently on mine. There's blueprints in the dirt that don't wash away, stories in the soil that the rain can't fade. From calloused hands to early graves, it's a line of love no storm can break. We don't run, we plan and pray, and thank the sun at the end of the day. It's more than land, it's sweat and hurt, it's our legacy, these blueprints in the I found a letter in Dad's old drawer, folded neat behind a tractor store. It said, if you read this, I'm likely gone, but son, the land will teach you to carry on. It spoke of mistakes and little wins, of moments lost and where he'd been. He said, don't chase gold, chase what's true, like raising kids who remember you. So I keep my promises every fall. We bale the hay, we paint the stall. My boy asks why the work's so tough. I say, because easy don't mean enough. He'll see one day when he's a man that riches lie in what you stand, not in titles or in bank accounts, but in what your footsteps leave on this ground. There's blueprints in the dirt that don't wash away, stories in the soil that the rain can't fade. From careless hands to early graves, it's a line of love no storm can break. We don't run, we plan and pray, and thank the sun at the end of the day. It's more than land, it's sweat and hurt, it's our legacy, these blueprints in the dirt. And when I'm gone, I'll rest beneath the maple tree near the southern creek, and I hope they walk where I once worked and follow my blueprints in the dirt. Mama cried when I boarded that bus, tried to smile but gave in to the dust. Daddy shook my hand like a man should do, said keep your head down and we're proud of you. Small town boy with a big old pack, an American flag stitched on my back. I'd never flown, never seen the sea, but I swore to fight so we'd all be free. Boots hit the ground in the desert heat, sand in my mouth, sun cooking the street. We slept in tents, woke to alarms, and prayed the Lord would guard our arms. Letters came once every week from Mom, from Jess, even baby Pete. They sent me jokes and Polaroid smiles, helped me breathe through those brutal miles. And I wrote letters from the sand with shaky hands and a Bible in hand. Told them I missed home, the porch, the lake. Told him I dreamt of Mama's cake. I didn't write about the fighting much, just how we laughed, how we stayed in touch. And every word I wrote was a thread I ran to hold on to life in the letters from the sand. We lost a boy named Nathan Green. He was 21, just chasing dreams. Told me once he'd married June, bought a ring, was gonna ask her soon. We held held him close when the fire came down, said a prayer as they flew him out of town. I still see his boots at the edge of my bunk, still smell the smoke, still feel that funk. I turned 24 in Baghdad dust, ate cold beans and sang for love. Just sent photos of her in fall in a sweater, waiting by a phone call. The chaplain preached on Sunday nights, but most of us just watched the lights from mortar shells in the sky's black dome, wondering if we'd ever get home. So I wrote letters from the sand with trembling words and a calloused hand, said just when I get back to you, we'll build a life with a better view. Didn't say how scared I was or how the nights had turned to rust, just tried to be the man I planned through those letters from the sand. And when the plane finally touched back down, I kissed the tarmac, kissed my ground, but the silence followed me around like a ghost that never made a sound. Just looked at me with tear-wet eyes, held me close but asked no whys. She could feel the weight I wore like a door I didn't open anymore. Now I sit on the porch most nights alone, rocking slow, staring at the phone. Just brings coffee, takes my hand, says you don't have to talk to understand. Sometimes I read the letters I kept, pages creased and a little wet. They held me steady when the war ran wild, each one written for a girl, a town, a child. They were letters from the sand, from a younger boy, now a quieter man. Stories I told to keep me sane in a world gone mad with smoke and pain. They never said how hard it was, but each one carried a kind of trust that I'd come home and find dry land. Thanks to those letters from the sand. And if I never find the words to say what I saw or what I gave away, just read those pages in my hand, you'll know was from the letters from the sand. This old porch light still flickers at night, same soft glow, same yellow white. I leave it on like I always did, for the day you might come back again. The screen door squeaks like a broken sigh, and the wind hums low as the owls fly by. Your boots ain't sat by the welcome mat, but I still glance there, imagine that. The coffee pot brews for one these days, but I still pour two out of old ways. I hum to the silence, I rock slow and wait for a knock I know won't show. Your laugh still echoes down the hall, I swear I hear it when the night birds call. And I leave the chair across from mine, just sitting there, frozen in time. This old porch light, don't ask why, it just burns through the dark each night, shining soft in case you stray back to this house, back to yesterday. It don't judge, don't beg, don't fight, it just holds space in the dead of night. A silent hope, a quiet sign, this old porch light of yours and mine. The mailbox still leans like it's tired of waiting, no letters, just bills and paper dating. I mow the grass and fix that gate like you might walk through if I just wait.
The wind chimes tangle when storms roll near, but they still play the tune you love to hear. And I keep that quilt on your side of the bed, though I haven't touched it since you said what you said. This old porch light, don't ask why, just keeps glowing like your goodbye. It burns for love, it burns for grace, it burns for ghosts I still embrace. If ever you find that the road feels long, or that maybe you left when you felt too strong, it'll guide you back, gentle and kind. This old porch light of yours and mine. Some say move on, let go, be free, but they don't see what you still are to me. You were more than love, you were home's breath, and I keep the light on in spite of death. I ain't asking for you to appear, just know if you do, I'll be right here, with coffee warm and the door unlocked and the light still shining through the midnight fog. 'Cause this old porch light's not just flame, it's where I whisper your name. It's how I love without demand, with open arms and an open hand. It don't dim, it don't retreat, it's burning strong on this old street. And whether or not you cross that line, this porch light stays yours and mine. Yeah, this old porch light's a quiet prayer, a way to say I'll always care. I took a drive down Miller's Lane last night, where we used to race old Fords in the fading light. The corn's gone now, it's condos and chain stores, but I swear I still hear laughter behind those sliding doors. That field behind the high school's all paved gray, where we threw footballs till the sky turned to clay. My name's still carved in that sycamore tree right next to hers, back when we were 17. There's a dairy freeze now turned into a gym, where we shared fries and kissed on a teenage whim. The neon flickered like a firefly's dance, she wore my jacket like it was romance. Coach Dogan's truck used to park by the field, he'd smoke and grumble about kids and what's real. Now he's long gone and the bleachers are rust, and the world moved on like it always must. Back when the roads were dirt and the stars fell near, when the nights were long and the sky was clear, we didn't have much, just hopes and hearts and dreams spray painted on a junkyard car. No GPS, just a map in our soul and a full tank of gas with no place to go. Yeah, I'd give anything to just return you back when the roads were dirt. Gas station on Main's now a coffee shop, where they sell cold brews for $8 a pop. But I still see Earl pumping gas in the sun, wiping windows, talking baseball runs. The church bell still rings every Sunday at 10, and I still sit in pew 3 now and then. The preacher's new, but the hymn still rise like smoke from a fire you thought it died. The old tire swing still hangs down by the creek, though the rope's near frayed and the branch got weak. We used to dare each other to jump so high we could touch the moon, or at least the sky. I brought my boy there just last July. He asked, did you build this, Dad, with wide eyes? I laughed and said no, but it made me who I am. Then I showed him where I carved my name in that sand. Back when the roads were dirt and the stars fell near, when the nights were long and the sky was clear, we didn't have much, just hopes and hearts and dreams spray painted on a junkyard car. No GPS, just a map in our soul and a full tank of gas with no place to go. Yeah, I'd give anything to just return it back when the roads were dirt. faster than we ever think. One day you're swimming, next day you sink. But every time I pass that rusted gate, I hear the echo of who I used to be just late. I see her smile in the rear view glass, hear the radio playing old Johnny Cash. And though the town's changed 1,000 ways, that old dirt road still where my heart stays. Now I work in the city, wear shoes that shine, but I keep that red clay in the back of my mind. I go back twice a year, maybe 3, just to breathe the life that still breathes in me. I walk the old tracks where the train don't run, kicking up stones like when I was young. And the breeze still smells like hay in June, and freedom still hums an old country tune. Back when the roads were dirt and the stars felt near, when the nights were long and the sky was clear. We didn't have much, just hopes and hearts and dreams spray painted on a junkyard car. No GPS, just a map in our soul and a full tank of gas with no place to go. Yeah, I'd give anything to just return to back when the roads were dirt. So when I'm gone, lay me down with the pine, where the gravel gives way and the stars still shine. Etch my name near that old tree's curve, so folks will know where I found my worth back when the road
still make your coffee black with 2 and set it on your side like I used to do. I know you won't drink it, but habits run deep, and it's just easier than trying to sleep. Your coat still hangs by the old back door, and your muddy boots are on the floor. I swore I'd clean them, now I'm glad I didn't, like they're waiting for you to walk back in it. The wind still creaks that porch swing chain, I hear you calling through the rain. Your voice, your laugh, your quiet sighs still echo deep in these country skies. The house is still, but not quite cold. You left it full of your kind of soul. It's in the walls, the floors, the air. Even in the silence, you're still there. So I'll leave the light on by the stairs, the one you said makes home feel fair. I'll keep your spot on the right side of bed, still fluff your pillow like you just left. I'll talk to the stars when I feel alone, tell them stories of the love I've known. And if you ever get to come back home, I'll leave the light on. Bible's still open on Psalm 91. The ink's a little faded, but your faith weighs a ton. You believed in heaven like it's down the road, and now I hope it's all you were told. The garden's blooms got your favorite hue, that deep wild rose you planted in June. It still grows like your love did here, even in absence you feel so near. They say that time will make it right, but time don't know how you held me at night. They say to move on, that grief's a tie, but they never watched you kiss and cry. I won't erase your name from the glass where you wrote love you as you walked past. I'll keep that smudge like a sacred sign, that once you were mine in this life's time. And if I live to 100 years, you'll still be the voice I hope to hear when I close my eyes at the end of the day, still whispering love never fades away. So I'll leave the light on by the stairs, that soft little glow we used to share. I'll hum your song to the midnight breeze and pray you're out there wild and free. I'll wear your flannel when nights get long and tell the shadows where you belong. And if the angels ever let you roam, I'll leave the light on. come home. I'll leave it on, always on.
She was barefoot in July, spinning in the yard, hair wild in the wind, laughter lighting up the dark. I was leaning on my truck, pretending not to stare, but Lord, she caught me smiling from the porch swing chair. She looked over like she knew me from a dream, said, "You got eyes that hide a story I ain't seen." I said, "Girl, I ain't much for words or show, but I'd give up the road just to let you know." She moved slow, like a song that plays at dusk, and every time she passed, my heartbeat kicked up dust. Took her out to Mary Lou's on a Friday night, danced under the string lights, forgot about time. She whispered, "Don't rush it, I ain't going fast," but I could see my future in her laugh. From pickup rides to creekside wine, we built love, one quiet moment at a time.
And the porch light's always on when you come home. A little sign you'll never be alone. Through every high, through every wrong, we'll find our way even when the road is long. Love don't need fireworks or songs, just a place where you belong. And baby, my heart's where you belong. And the porch light's always on.
She cried when her mama passed that fall, curled up on my chest, didn't say much at all. I held her close like a worn-out prayer, wished I could take her pain, but I just stayed there. Then winter came, cold as hell could get, but she still smiled, said, "This love's my safety net." We made cocoa in the kitchen, danced barefoot on the floor. She said, "With you, I don't need nothing more." Years rolled by like freight trains through our town. There were storms and scars, some ups and downs, but every night we came back to that light, still burning like the first hello that night. We built a house with hands and hope, hung wind chimes from a cedar post, raised 2 kids, watched them run through that same yard where we first begun.
And the porch light's always on when you come home. A little sign you'll never be alone. Through every high, through every wrong, we'll find our way even when the road is long. Love don't need fireworks or songs, just a place where you belong. And baby, my heart's where you belong. And the porch light's always on.
Now our hair's turned gray like cotton fields in spring. We rock in silence but don't miss a thing. She still grabs my hand like it's the first time, says, "Even now, you still make my heart climb." I say, "Darling, I'd do it all again." Every mile, every mess we've ever been in. You're the song that never fades with time. You're the always I'm glad I found in life. The grandkids laugh out on the porch these days, and she hums old hymns while the records play. She still dances when the kettle starts to steam, still wears that same gold band, still dreams. And when the sun sets behind our field, and we share supper and the prayers we feel, I look at her like I did back then, and fall in love all over again.
And the porch light's always on when you come home. A little sign that you'll never be alone. Through every high, through every wrong, we'll find our way even when the road is long. Love don't need violins or songs, just a place where you belong. And baby, my heart's where you belong. And the porch light's always on. So if this world ever feels too cold and you forget where you're meant to go. Just follow the stars, don't walk alone. The porch light's on, just come on home. Look what the cat dragged in tonight. You still wear that old leather coat too tight. Same crooked smile, same worn out boots, same way of looking like you've got nothing to lose.
Well, I'll be damned, you cut your hair, still tossing back whiskey like you don't care. That song just came on, and girl, I swear, it took me right back like we never left there. 2 bar stools, same barroom light. Is this just chance or fate being right? We're one drink from falling again, one song from spinning back where we've been. That old fire's burning behind your grin. Don't pretend you don't feel it too, my friend. We swore we were through, we said never again. But we're one drink, one look from falling again. I moved on, or that's what I said. Got a dog, a job, a half-made bed. But I still wear your flannel when nights get cold, and I still find your name where the memories unfold. I almost married that girl from Baton Rouge. She left me flat when she saw my truth. I said I was over you with a smile so wide, but lies like that don't last long inside. You and me, we burn too fast, but some fires just weren't built to last. Still we're one drink from falling again, one song from spinning back where we've been. That old fire's burning behind your grin. Don't pretend you don't feel it too, my friend. We swore we were through, we said never again. But we're one drink, one touch from falling again. Maybe we were just too young, too wild, too full of fight and foolish smiles. Maybe love don't read no rules. Maybe we were just love stubborn fools. But here we are, eyes locked tight, wondering if maybe tonight is right. I never stopped writing your name in songs, just kept telling myself to move along. But your voice in my head never disappeared, and damn, it's good to hear you this near. I told my friends if I saw you again, I'd walk away like we only back then. But this ain't back then, this is now, and we're both sitting here wondering how. We're one drink from falling again, one smile from crossing that line again. What if this time we do it right? No running off in the middle of night. We swore we were done, but
quiet now, but the echoes stay. Old screen door still creaks like it did that day. She packed her bags in the July heat, said I ain't waiting round for a man beat down by defeat. Her boots hit the gravel, didn't look back once, while I stood there frozen, whiskey in my lungs. The dog barked twice, then laid down slow. Even he knew some things just let go. The curtains still wave like she's coming back. Dust on the dresser, her coat on the rack. Her perfume lingers in the closet air. I go in sometimes just to pretend she's there. Her letters folded in a kitchen drawer. Says I loved you, but I needed more. I trace her words with my calloused hand, but I never could be the kind of man. So I go where the river forgets my name, where the water don't whisper nothing but rain, where memories drown in the silt and clay, and the pain gets washed a little further away. No one's waiting, no one's asking why I came. I go where the river forgets my name. The diner closed down about a year ago. The counter stool still knows my elbows. Used to sit there every morning with June, laughing about nothing, sipping coffee till noon. Now the jukebox plays to an empty room, and I sing along like a broken tune. The preacher still prays, but I don't belong. He said God don't quit, but it's been so long. The bar down on Jackson still knows my face. Bartender pours slow, keeps my same place. He don't ask questions, just tops off my glass. Knows better than to bring up the past. They all think I'm drifting, maybe that's true, but there's roots in this sorrow I can't undo. And every time I try to break away, something in me tells me I gotta stay. So I go where the river forgets my name, where the water don't whisper nothing but rain, where memories drown in the silt and clay, and the pain gets washed a little further away. No one's waiting, no one's asking why I came. I go where the river forgets my name. I bring her locket, our old Polaroid. Skip a few stones, feel a little destroyed. I talk to the moon like it understands the language of broken, half-built men. I tell the breeze all the things I regret, but the river don't listen, it just helps me forget. And maybe that's mercy in disguise, a quiet place where sorrow hides. Met a drifter once who looked like me, same worn boots, same misery. He said you don't outrun ghosts, you make them sleep. Then he lit a smoke and vanished in the reeds. I asked the water, why's it always blue? It said you color me with what you've been through. So I poured out stories, tears, and gin, and let the current carry my sins. Some nights I dream of a different time, where she's still mine and the stars still shine. Kids in the yard, porch light glow, but the alarm reminds me it ain't so. I tried moving on in another town, but silence followed, just wore a new sound. Turns out grief has a traveling face, shows up wherever you leave a trace. So I go where the river forgets my name, where the water don't whisper nothing but rain, where memories drown in the silt and clay, and the pain gets washed a little further away. No one's waiting, no one's
I remember your hands when we first met, shaking just a little, brushing back your sweat. You laughed too loud, your eyes lit wild, and I knew right then you'd wreck me mild. Your fingers found mine on a gravel walk, our words ran dry, but we didn't need talk. You pulled me in with a nervous grace, and I saw forever in your young face. I watched those hands build our first home, patching leaky roofs and splitting stone, wiping baby tears, holding life still, cooking Sunday roast with stubborn will. They stitched buttons, they packed school bags, wrote lunch notes with little smiley tags. They held mine tight when we got that call, when the doctor said it might all fall. And when your hands get old with wrinkled skin, I still kiss every scar you've ever been in. They've held our joy, they've braced our fear, they've shaped our love through every year. And when they tremble slow and warm, like leaves in wind softly torn, you won't face a thing alone, not even time, when your hands get old. You held the dog when he passed last June, rubbed my shoulders neath a harvest moon, folded prayers into pillow seams, and touched my face like I was still 18. You've cleaned up messes, held grandkids tight, stirred old coffee in the morning light, held back pain you thought I couldn't see, but darling, your hands speak everything to me. And when your hands get old, slow and gray, when they can't quite hold the world their way, I'll be right there, I won't let go. We'll walk slower, soft and low. You've carried love through joy and ache, I'll carry you for heaven's sake. And we'll both feel young in our soul, even then, when your hands get old. They might forget how to tie a lace, or tremble when they touch my face, but I will know them no matter the years. They've held me through both laughter and tears. When the lights grow dim and the night is near, and our days are counted crystal clear, I'll sit beside you, I'll hold them tight, and whisper stories into your night. I'll trace each line, each callous and crease, each proof of life, each quiet piece, and thank those hands for every day they built a love that never fades away. So when your hands get old and the fire dims, I'll warm them with kisses and gentle hymns. They gave me a life, they gave me grace, they gave our story a resting place. You gave your all, I'll give you mine, even as we cross the line to the sweetest chapter we've ever told. I'll still be there when your hands get old. I fell in love and never let go of those hands growing old.
She lived by the sink. She said she'd gone by midnight, and I just poured myself a drink. She didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't fight. She just packed her heart and keys. I watched the taillights fade from sight, like a ghost slipping through the trees. Her jacket's still hanging by the door, but the scent of her is gone. I play old records on the floor, but none of them play that song. You know, the one where love gets lost in a rainstorm on the run, where a good man pays a heavy cost and the bad days weigh a ton. Whiskey don't burn like her goodbye, don't linger like her last look in my eyes. It goes down rough but fades with time. She carved her name into my spine. I've drowned in bottles, cursed the sky, but nothing nothing hits like her goodbye. She used to sit barefoot on the porch, reading books about Southern grace. Now it's just me and this broken torch, still chasing shadows of her face. Neighbors ask if I'm doing fine, I just nod and fake a grin. But they don't know she stole the shine from every morning I wake in. I drove to Memphis, tried to forget, played pool and lost some change. But even jukebox songs and cigarettes can't stretch the hurt or rearrange. Her ghost don't haunt like stories say. She don't knock or creak no doors. She's just gone in that permanent way, like peace I can't afford. Whiskey don't burn like her goodbye, don't linger like her last look in my eyes. It goes down rough but fades with time. She carved her name into my spine. I've drowned in bottles, cursed the sky, but nothing hits like her goodbye. And I've seen winters without fire, I slept in beds cold as stone, but the way she walked out that night froze deeper than I've ever known. I keep a photo in my wallet of her smile under red oak leaves, but it's more like a faded promise than the warmth it used to be. My brother said, man, just let it go, but he ain't seen her barefoot laugh. A woman like that don't just show, she becomes your other half. I tried dates and late night bars, but nothing fits the same. She's the scar beneath my scars, the echo calling my name. Sometimes I dream she turns around, comes back down that gravel path. But morning comes without a sound, and the truth just always laughs. So I pour another shot of her into this glass I know too well, and toast to all the twisted work of the love I failed to tell. Whiskey don't burn like her goodbye, don't linger like her last look in my eyes. It goes down rough but fades with time. She carved her name into my spine. I've drowned in bottles, cursed the sky, but nothing hits like her goodbye. So if you see her, don't say a word, let her think I'm doing fine, 'cause I'll be here with every verse, bleeding slow in 3/4 time. Yeah, I'll be here where whiskey don't burn like her goodbye.
I walked in, saw your boots by the door, said, Lord, help me, not this fool once more. You spilled beer on the dog and kissed my mom, then asked, hey, babe, what's going on?
You keyed my truck just last July, but here you are with that same old smile. You burned my jeans and my fishing hat, but darling, you still look good in that.
We fight like cats, we scream and slam, we're oil and water in a whiskey can.
We ain't good together, that's for sure. You're fire and ice, I'm beer and manure. We argue loud in every aisle of town, but kiss like thunder when the sun goes down. We've called it quits about 35 times, but still wake up tangled in our crimes. Yeah, we ain't good together, no need to lie, but we're real damn great at saying goodbye.
You left me once on our wedding day, took the cake and just drove away, but came back drunk with 2 pet goats, said let's try again, and I just choked.
You stole my dog and named him Joe, taught him to bark at all my shows. You tried to woo me with a mullet wig, but I don't date guys who can't dance a jig. We break like glass and duct tape love, God bless whoever's watching from above. We ain't good together, it's plain as day. You're country fried, I'm creme brulee. You like sports, I binge true crime. You leave your boots where the sun don't shine. We've thrown plates, we've cried, we've cussed, but somehow still end up on that bus. Yeah, we ain't good together, we just comply, but we're real damn great at saying goodbye.
Your mama hates me, your sister too, your dog likes me more than he likes you.
You drank my bourbon, pawned my ring, then sang karaoke like your Dolly's twin.
But every time we finally split, something stupid pulls us back in it, like tacos, tax breaks, or your bad back, or how you look in that pink ball cap. I met Someone knew her name was Claire. You showed up riding a grizzly bear. Said she ain't got nothing on this queen. Claire ran off and joined the Marines.
I tried to date a banker once. He wore loafers and called me Hunt. He showed up with a bouquet of worms, and I remembered why I love my germs. We ain't good together, never were, but we mix like rum and sweet ice spur. We fight and love in the same old breath, flirt with murder, marry death. We're like duct tape, sharp and loud, but somehow always draw a crowd. So if you ask us why we even try, well, we're real damn great at saying goodbye.
You left your boots in my sink again.
You left your cousin in my bed again.
Wait, what? I mean the dog.
Your cousin's dog. That's not better. We ain't good together, Lord knows why. But come Friday night, we'll say goodbye. She was born where the river cuts through coal, in a shotgun house with no control. Mama ran off, daddy drank too deep, so Rose learned early how to fight and sneak. By 13 she stole her first Ford truck. By 15 she knew how to push her luck. She lit matches just to watch things burn, and every hard lesson was a corner turn. They called her Rose cause she had that charm, soft on the outside but full of harm. Wore red boots and a snakeskin coat, carried steel in her purse and a flask in her throat. She ran with the gang near Broken Bell, bootlegging moonshine fast as hell. She played poker with her boots on the table and beat every man who thought he was able. Whiskey Rose, queen of the dust, raised by fire, fueled by lust. She don't ask and she don't cry, just lights a smoke and says goodbye. Men write songs, but she wrote laws with lipstick, brass, and well-earned scars. No preacher ever dared to propose. They all feared the name of what? Whiskey Rose. One night she met a bounty man, tall, quiet, with a badge in hand. Said Joe wanted in 5 damn states. She said then you better shoot before it's too late. But he didn't draw, he just stood still. She poured them both a glass and said drink your fill. 3 nights later they shared her bed, and by sunrise he turned up dead. They blamed the shore, but no one proved that she'd done more than just get him moved. Some say he ran, some say he cried, others swear they saw her smile when he died. Now posters hang in every saloon, dead or alive, drawn beneath the moon. But no one dares to bring her in, cause she never misses, and she always wins. Whiskey Rose with a gun on her hip, lights her smokes with a sheriff's slip. She drinks straight from the devil's glass and leaves heartache where she's passed. She don't beg, she don't fold, she's all fire, grit and cold. A legend carved where the wild wind blows. That outlaw queen they call Whiskey Rose. Some say she hides in El Paso bars, driving stolen Cadillacs under the stars. Others claim she joined a gang in the hills, write her name in blood on unpaid bills. But I saw her once near Junction Creek. She looked right through me, didn't speak, tipped her hat and rode on slow, with dust in her trail and heat in her glow. The law keeps trying, but they never catch. She's got eyes like thunder and a mind to match. Banks go quiet when her boots appear, and every man knows to guard his fear. But don't mistake for just a gun. She's smarter, sharper, and twice as fun. She'll drink you under and steal your pride, then leave with your heart in the morning light. Whiskey Rose, the desert's bride, carries pain that she won't confide. She don't wear white, she don't wear lace, black denim dreams and a poker face. If you cross her, better be brave, cause she won't stop till you meet your grave. She ain't no tale, folks just suppose. She's flesh and fire, she's Whiskey Rose. So next time you hear a glass hit the floor and boots that echo through the barroom door, you better pray you don't oppose that rebel soul named Whiskey Rose.
She came strolling in like a Saturday breeze, wrecking my calm like a storm through the trees. Sunglasses on, cherry red lips, that southern drawl and them sugar sweet hips. Had a sunflower tattoo on her shoulder blade and a smile that could knock you cool clean away. Told the waitress, honey, sweet tea, not Sprite, and winked at me like she'd been here all night. She pulled up a stool like she owned the place, dropped a few dimes and played Amazing Grace. But then it jumped to, man, I feel like a woman, and Lord, I swear the bar turned something. She danced like sin in them cut-off jeans, left a trail of trouble in her wake, it seems. I asked her name, she said, why bother? Then called the bartender daddy and asked for water. She's trouble in a tank top, wild in a walk. She don't care if the whole room talks. Got hearts falling like a honky-tonk song. She's the reason good boys go all wrong. Boots on the bar chewing bubble gum, laughs like a rebel and loves like a drunk. She don't break hearts, she just lets them drop. Yeah, she's trouble in a tank top. Said you look like you think too much, then stole my hat and stole my lunch. We walked outside, she climbed in my truck, tossed her boots on the dash like, what do you got, buck? Took her fishing, she caught a 5-pound bass. Said if you kiss me, you better do it fast. She tasted like fireball and apple pie, left a love bite and didn't say goodbye. Next day she's gone like a summer rain, left nothing but glitter and a lipstick stain. Found her number written on a taco shell with a smiley face and a kiss as well. I called her up, she said, who's this fool? Then said, meet me Friday by the old high school. I showed up late, she was dancing alone, twirling like a hurricane on her own. She's trouble in a tank top, queen of the scene, the prettiest mess you've ever seen. Sipping sweet tea with a devilish grin, breaking laws with a safety pin. Talks in riddles, walks in rhymes, steals your heart and won't do time. She's sweet, she's sassy, can't be stopped. Yeah, she's trouble in a tank top. My mama says that girl's bad news, but dad just grins and says, son, me too. I tried to run, but I always came back like a country boy chasing a heart attack. She's got a laugh like 4th of July, look that'll catch any sheriff's eye. But if you blink, she's down the road singing her tune in cruise control. She showed up once at my church potluck, wore cowboy boots and a little bit of luck. Said grace stole pie, then kissed old Radine. Lord, that girl's the wildest I've seen. But somehow now, it's been 3 years, she still steals fries and drinks my beers. We got a dog, 2 kids, and a pickup truck, and she still calls me cowboy just for luck. She's trouble in a tank top, love in disguise, still dances barefoot under starlit skies. Steals the covers, hums old tunes, burns pancakes and laughs past noon. She's mine now and I still can't stop falling harder every time she walks. Yeah, I thank God from the mountaintop for that trouble in a tank top. So if you see her rolling down Main Street with windows down and dancing feet, you better wave and pray you don't get caught. She's sweet, she's wild, she's trouble in a tank top.
Well, I'm just the dog, I don't talk much, but I know when your ex texts you blush. I see you sneak snacks late at night, then blame the fridge light for your jeans being tight. You think I'm dumb cause I chase my tail, but buddy, you cried watching the Notebook mail. You talk to the mirror, practice your smile, while I sit here judging you all the while. Yeah, I'm just a dog, but I know the score. I know who you text when you sneak out the door. I know you fake sick just to skip your job, and I know you can't dance, but you still try to bob. I've seen your dates, and man, that's rough. Your last one thought bacon grew on stuff. So you go ahead and act all king, but I'm just a dog, and I know everything. Post pictures of me with a cute old tag, but crop out the mess in your laundry bag. You call me your best little buddy in town, then leave me alone while you chase some clown. I know when you're lonely, I know when you lie, I know that you cried when your truck said goodbye. You eat frozen pizza at 2 a.m. and name your plants and talk to them.
Yeah, I'm just the dog, but I hear it all. That I'm fine, you whisper in the hall. You say you're tough, but I saw you scream at a lizard that fell from the window screen. You binge rom-coms, you sleep with socks. You once tried yoga and scared the cat off the blocks. I might sit, shake, and do that sing, but I'm just the dog, and I know everything. You're sad and I come right near. You say good boy just to hide your tears. You think you're raising me? That's cute. You eat crumbs off plates, I get steak from the loot. You once wore Crocs to a date on purpose. Said they're comfy, bro, that ain't worth it. You bought cologne that smelled like pine, sniffed it and said smells like summertime. Now don't get me wrong, I love you true, even when you're dumb as an old horseshoe. I'd fetch the moon if you threw it far, but you once tried to cook with no lid on the jar. You can't fold laundry, you sing off key, but somehow you're everything to me. You love me more than most folks do, and I'd pee on the world if it ever hurt you. Yeah, I'm just a dog, but I'm loyal as dirt. I know when your heart's hid under that shirt. I know you're lost and try to be brave, and I'll follow you straight to the grave. You're loud, you're weird, you spill your beer, but when I need love, you're always near. So call me just a dog, that's my thing, but I'm your best friend, and I know everything. Also, I totally saw you kiss your reflection again. And buddy, it wasn't even a good angle.
It all started on a Tuesday, I was 2 beers deep. She said, we need to talk, and I knew I was knee deep. She packed up her stuff and slammed the front door. Took my dog, my record player, and my old jean shorts. She left the bills and the dishes and the cat. Took my Willie Nelson vinyl, can you believe that? But when the smoke cleared and I walked outside, that old Silverado was still sitting wide. Yeah, my ex stole my dog, but I kept the truck. She took my piece and my good luck buck. She drove off mad with my George Strait hat, but I got 4 ball tires and a spare that's flat. She took the blender, my flannel, and the shampoo pump, but I've still got my truck and a tailgate stump. So raise your glass if life runs amok when your ex steals your dog, but you keep the truck. Now I ain't bitter, or maybe just a pinch, especially when I see her with that yoga guy named Mitch. He don't drink beer, he don't eat ribs. He's the kind of fella who irons his bibs. But I'm okay, I got friends and I got beer, and I got that truck that still don't shift in 3rd gear. It leaks oil and it wheezes when it turns, but you play Hank real loud and she still burns. Yeah, my ex stole my dog, but I kept the truck. She took the Keurig machine and my Uncle Buck. She left me socks that don't even match, but I still got my grill and my ball cap stash. She took my candles and a shower mat, but she left the roaches and the broken thermostat. So if you're feeling down on your run of luck, remember, she stole my dog, but I kept the truck. Some folks cry, some folks mope, but some write sad songs and just lose hope. But I just laugh, and here's my creed: a man with a truck's got all he needs. Now I cruise through town with my windows down, that dog-shaped hole still hanging around, but I crank up the tunes and I let it roar. And yeah, sometimes I talk to the glove box floor. Ain't got no girlfriend, but I got a plan. I'll find a lady who loves diesel and Spam, and if she steals something from my house one day, at least she knows my truck don't play. Cause my ex stole my dog, but I kept the truck. She took my plan and my favorite mug. She left a note that said, you'll miss me, hun, but I'm riding solo and having more fun. She got the goldfish, my couch and soap, but I still got this tailgate and dream and hope. So holler if your life's run amok, if your ex stole your dog, but you kept the truck. Now, if you see her, tell her I said hey, and ask how that vegan dog food tastes, okay? Meanwhile, I'll be in spot 42 at Lou's Barbecue. tailgate down, beer in hand, stereo loud. Y'all come by.